In this video, we're going to be looking at the quotient rule. So the quotient rule is like the opposite rule to the product rule. So with the product rule, we had the multiplication. However, with the quotient rule, this is talking about dividing. So with the product rule, that was when we had fx is equal to u times v. Now with the quotient rule, this is when fx is equal to u divided by v. So it's a similar thing with regards to you have fx is equal to other functions, so let's say gx on hx, and then there's a formula, so you have to know the formula and then apply it, and you can solve the different questions, different functions where you couldn't have simplified beforehand. So what does the derivative equal to? So f dash x is equal to v times du dx minus u times dv dx on v squared. And this is for u, fx is equal to uv. So with this one, u is always on top. So it has to always be u and then v. Obviously if v could be on top, then you have to swap everything. But I find that whatever formula you do, make sure it's always the same. And if you put u on the top, make sure it's always u on top, or else you're going to make careless mistakes just by swapping around u and v. So fx is equal to u on v, and then these v and u's correspond. So it's similar to the product rule in the top, however there is a minus there instead of a plus, and so that means order does matter. So the v term has to be first. So you put the v, and if you see at the bottom it's also v. So a good way to remember that is the v has to lead both the numerator and the denominator. So you have v, then that's timesing by the derivative of u. So the top term. So v times the derivative of u, similar to a product rule where we had u times the derivative of v, and then v times the derivative of u. So you have one term by itself, then the derivative of another. So you have v times du dx minus u times dv dx. So the derivative of the bottom term times the numerator. And then this is all divided by v squared. So not dv dx squared, but the v term itself squared. And remember how both the numerator and the denominator have to start with the v term. So the easiest way to learn is just to go through an example. So this example we could do just using other methods. So if we had x cubed divided by x, we can say that that is equal to x squared when x cannot equal 0. So therefore f dash x is equal to 2x when x cannot equal 0. So we've got already the solution. However, we'll use this formula to show how it works. So we firstly say let u equal x cubed and v equal x. U dash is equal to 3x squared and v dash is equal to 1. So that's du dx and dv dx. So then looking at this formula, if you wanted to put u dash and v dash instead, it would equal v u dash minus u v dash on v squared. So this is equal to v times u dash. So v times u dash, and that gives us 3x cubed. This is minus u times v dash. So this gives us x cubed. And then this is all on v squared. So that gives us x squared. This is equal to 2x cubed on x squared, and this simplifies down to 2x when x does not equal 0. So you can see that they're the same solutions. But what about if we have a more complicated example now? So we have fx is equal to 3e 2x plus 1, and then x cubed plus 2x minus 4. So first thing is to write down the formula. So fx is equal to v, so remember v has to be the first term, u dash minus u times v dash, that is divided by v squared. So we have let u equal 3e to the 2x plus 1, and v is equal to x cubed plus 2x minus 4. So u dash is equal to 6e to the 2x plus 1. And so I got that by the power having to stay the same with the e, and then the derivative of 2x plus 1 is 2, So I did 3 times 2, and that's where I got 6 e to the 2x plus 1. If you're not confident or you haven't done a lot of questions yet, and you have a lot more room, just make sure you can also do a few sets for u dash, so write them down, make sure you can let u equal 2x plus 1, and the main thing is do what's best for you and make sure that you don't do careless mistakes. So if you can go straight from there to there and you don't make careless mistakes, that's fine if you've done quite a lot of questions. However, if you want to be more confident, then on the side you can do it along, make sure you have some working, go step by step, and make sure you get and then you can get the right answer. So v is equal to 3x cubed plus 2x minus 4. This gives us 3x squared plus 2. Now we apply this formula, so we get f dash x is equal to v times u dash, so that is 6 e to the 2x plus 1 times x cubed plus 2x minus 4, and this is minus by u v dash, so that gives us 3 e 2x plus 1, 3x squared plus 2. And this is all divided by v squared, so that is x cubed plus 2x minus 4 squared. So this is a really big term, so can it be simplified? So looking at the denominator, we can't cancel out the x cubed plus 2x minus 4 because they're not in both terms, so you can't just go cancel because you have to take it out as a common factor in both of numerator terms. And then we don't really want to expand it out because at the moment this is the most simplified term, and by expanding out we're not going to be able to simplify. So what about the numerator? Well, there's x cubed and then there's terms without x, so we're not going to be able to take out x. However, if you can see here, these two terms look very similar. The only difference is this is 6 e to x plus 1, the other one is 3 e to x plus 1. So what we can do is we can take out 3 e to the 2x plus 1 as a common factor. So it'll just give us some more room. Start up here. So we know that f dash x is equal to 3 e to the 2x plus 1. Because that was 6 before, now there is a 2 inside the brackets, because 3 e to the 2x 3 e to the 2x plus 1, and then like 2x is just equal to 6 e to the 2x plus 1 brackets x. So if we have to put a 2 in the inside, so that means we're going to get 2x cubed plus 4x minus 8. Then this is going to be minus 3x squared, so be careful of the minus term there. So minus 3x squared minus 2, then that is all divided by x cubed plus 2x minus 4. So you can write that out, I just don't have room, so I'm just going to write as dot dot dot. But here is the same term down here. Then you can simplify this up here, and we get that f dash x, or dy dx, is equal to 3 e to the 2x plus 1 brackets 2x cubed minus 3x squared plus 4x minus 10, and this is all divided by x cubed plus 2x minus 4 squared. So it can get very beefy, the questions, when you use a quotient rule, just due to the number of terms. However, do make sure and you look for, is there any way to simplify? And typically if there is an exponential term, there is ways to simplify, because exponential stays as exponential even when you differentiate it. As in, if it's e to the 2x, then differentiated becomes 2 e to the 2x. However, you still have the e to the 2x term that you can take out as a common factor.